Krystal, what are you taking a look at?
Well, guys, Harvard is out with their annual survey of young people, and the results here are quite revealing. Contrary to the stereotype, voters under 30 are highly engaged, even as they are disgusted, as we all are, with the current political class. And they're very anxious about the present and their own futures. They're depressed. They're fearful about their own personal safety. They really can't stand Joe Biden, and they hate the Republican Party even more. But what stood out to me the most was their relative political radicalism compared to other generations. On issue after issue, young voters have shifted left in the past decade in ways that will have profound implications for our politics and especially for the Democratic Party. A massive generational divide has opened up just as young Americans are determined to claim their power. Now, it may seem hard to believe, but Joe Biden actually did enjoy quite a honeymoon period with young voters at the very start of his presidency. At the beginning of his term, Joe Biden had Barack Obama levels of approval with the youths. He was sitting at 59%. In every subsequent poll, however, that support has dropped like a rock. Currently, only 36% of those who are under the age of 30 approve of the job that he is doing. This in spite of the fact that this group overwhelmingly voted for him in the last election. This makes a lot of sense, of course. At the beginning of his term, he delivered on stimulus checks and other aid measures that were a lifeline for a lot of young people who were just getting started in life when they got kicked in the face by the COVID pandemic. Since then, he has completely abandoned any sort of larger program, even as young people, like everyone else, are getting hammered by inflation. In fact, on every issue they tested, Biden gets extremely poor marks with this demographic group. Only 37% approve of his handling of Ukraine. Only 27% approve of his handling of gun violence. Only 38% approve of his handling of race relations. But tellingly, nowhere is his performance as dismal as it is on the economy. Only 28% think he's done a good job on the economy, and only 22% say that he has done a good job on inflation. These numbers suggest a profound betrayal of the Biden administration towards a core constituency which effectively handed him the White House. This is an age cohort that has only known crises since they came of age, with COVID just being the latest in a string of world-changing catastrophes. So no one should be surprised that Biden's plotting corporate-friendly incrementalism doesn't sit well with a generation of people for whom the status quo has meant rapid and constant change. A generation for whom the status quo has also often meant disaster. This is in direct contrast to the world of middle-class stability that the boomers benefited from. They grew up in a time of union strength, shared prosperity, affordable housing, education, healthcare. Inequality was comparatively low, wages were comparatively high. And you can still see it in the stats that demonstrate that boomers were able to build wealth and escape precarity much more quickly and in many larger numbers than millennials or now Gen Z. So it makes sense that their politics would diverge so dramatically from that of younger generations who have grown up in a profoundly different landscape. There are signs that after a multi-decade abandonment of class and material politics by generations that could take a basic level of economic stability for granted, young voters might actually be reclaiming these older New Deal era traditions, fusing them together with identity-based liberation struggles. The general vibe is basically non-binary Starbucks baristas launching a grassroots labor movement that has literally broken the brain of CEO Howard Schultz. In fact, on every issue tested by Harvard, young people over the past decade have swapped a Clintonian neoliberal view for a Bernie-style democratic socialist view of government involvement in society. Take a look at this. 65% now say healthcare is a basic right. That is a 23-point shift in a decade. 59% say government should spend more to reduce poverty. That is a 24% shift in just a decade. And 62% believe that basic necessities such as food and shelter are a right, which should be provided by the government to those unable to afford them. That is an 18-point shift over the past 10 years. Large majorities believe that housing is a human right. Large majorities believe homelessness can happen to anyone, and sizable numbers fear that homelessness could happen to them. But while contrary to stereotypes, these voters are actually highly engaged, they also feel really frustrated with their limited political impact. A majority believes that people like me do not have any say. Only 21% disagrees with that sentiment. A plurality believes that their vote will not make any real difference. 58% say that the government does not represent the America I love. Only 8% said that it did. So you've got a large group of voters, highly engaged, disgusted with the status quo, feel dismissed and crushed by our current political class. They despise the Republicans, are disgusted with the impotence and limited ambitions of the Democrats, led by Joe Biden. The dam is going to break one day. It is only a question of when. I thought the shifts over a decade are both astonishing, but also. Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Sagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.